Hey everybody, at BB Matson here, and today we're going to restore a gas tank. We're actually going to strip this tank down today. It's been sitting on the shelf with evapor rust inside. It's time to wipe it out, drain it, prep it, prime it, and get this thing ready for a coat of medium red paint. Just knocking off some of the dust right now. I don't believe this is a stock paint job. I've been looking through a ton of pictures of CLs, and I have not seen one with this striping pattern. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments because I would love to know. But we're going to go for a solid color. We're going to go for that medium red. Showed you the paint previously. I'm going to try paint those match the side covers. But right now, we're just wiping off the dust, and then we'll start stripping once we get it dried off. Before we go any further, we got to get this evapor rust out of the tank. So looks pretty darn clean. I'm liking what I'm seeing here, but I'm just going to quick flip this over and dump it into the bucket. Hopefully a lot of that debris is coming out. There's my 2.5 gallons of evapor rust I've been missing. We'll also go ahead and pull off these different connectors here as well. All right, we're just going to pull off our hose clamps. Loosen these up. I didn't see any leaks on this tank from sitting. I was kind of keeping an eye on it, so I think we got lucky as far as the tank being good enough for service, which is fantastic. I'll just pull off this little fake petcock that I kind of made to get that on there. There we go. So grab some gloves. This stuff's pretty slippery. There we go. Come on. Bam. There's one. And there's two. That one's off. I'm just going to grab actually a pliers to knock that one out. Again, wow, look at some grime and dirt in there for sure. We'll pull this off. Really handy little thing. There we go. Get that off. Let's flip the tank back over. Let's make sure we got all the liquid out. Let that drain out real good, and then we'll go rinse it off. Quite honestly, the easiest way to get these tanks is just to bring the tank inside for a little while. Get it into the tub. We want to rinse this out really, really good. You can see a bunch of debris already coming out of this tank. We want to rinse this thing out really, 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 really well. We got some fuel. There, we want to get all of this debris. Want this thing coming out clean. Look at all that debris. Look at that dark. We'll keep doing this until it kind of rinses clean. One thing to just kind of keep an eye on while you're draining the tank, just make sure you have flow coming out of each one of the ports, out of your petcock and out of the two little tubes on the bottom here. Looks like I've got nice clean coverage. Sometimes these can clog up pretty bad. You'll have to get some pipe cleaners and start working through that stuff. But it looks like right now we've got good flow, good action out of all that stuff. So I think this tank is rinsed off. I'm gonna dry it really, really good. Probably let's go back out to the shop. All right, just to aid in the drying process, I'm actually gonna just take my heat gun and put this down inside here. I want to dry out this tank really, really good. I've got it on low setting, all right? So just let this be patient. Let this run out for a little while. Start to feel the tank get nice and warm. Again, the tank looks really good inside. Looks really good. The evapor rust definitely jammed on all of that. All right, the tank is nice and dry. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take WD-40 and let's just spray a bunch of WD-40 inside this tank for now. So it's going to be sitting empty for a little while. So basically all I'm going to do spray a bunch of it in here. All right. We're going to start rotating the tank just a little bit. Get this gas cap, kind of the whole connector bit off. There's just little pins. So grab your punch and just drive these pins out. All right. We'll go around to this other side here too. All right. Now you can see you've got part of the pin exposed. Now we're going to be able to just pull this pin right out. And this unit should be good to go. Come on, buddy. These are some stuck parts, man. At the end of the day, when you're trying to get these out of here, I think it really comes down to finesse. You got to finesse it out. Um, it looks like they have. There we go. Boom, got it. That cap should come off of here now. You just got to find the right tool, and I actually had to really wail on this to get this out. Bent that hinge just a little bit, but I should be able to straighten that out here momentarily. But yeah, this pin, these are fussy, man. These are real fussy little buggers. There we go. There the tank cap came off. And there's our pin. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to putting these back in. Yeah, they'll probably go in easier than they come off. But there we go. Looks like I got to bend the gas cap hinge back into place. Looks good to me, guys. We are ready to prep this thing and get ready to strip it. All right, let's take one last look at the tank before we hit it with some air paint remover. You know, it always kind of breaks my heart just a little bit to strip old paint off of stuff, but as you can see, it's toast. You know, we got to do it. Ain't no way around it, but you know, no major dents in the tank. It looks really good. Again, it doesn't look like an original paint job anyway. That's what we're working with. So bye little burgundy and gold. I love it because you know, go Gophers. But yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's bittersweet again just to strip the paint off of these tanks, but we're going to make this thing look absolutely beautiful. Really excited about how this is going to go. So let's get started. And before we just go start spraying aircraft remover all over everything, we want to make sure that we protect access inside the gas tank, okay? So what I like to do is just take paper towel and just kind of seal off this area. There's enough pressure on it so this piece of it won't fall in, but it's still going to be enough to prevent particles from going inside the tank. All right, let's shake up the aircraft stripper and let's start hitting it. This should be kind of a fun time lapse here, but you know, start laying it on. And we're just going to let this stuff go to work for a little while. I'm just going to hit the top half of this tank. By burgundy and gold. Medium red is inbound. All right, guys. This stuff is potent fuming. So went back to the respirator. It's been sitting about 15, 20 minutes. Supposed to let it sit 45. But I'm really curious to see how we're doing here. Look at that stuff just melt away. Look at it just melt away. Wear gloves when you're doing this. I already got a little bit of this stuff on my skin. And not pleasant. All right. Look at that. Wear your respirator. Wear your gloves. I am using a plastic putty knife on this as well. I just don't want to put a bunch of scratches in it with a metal one. So I figured going with the plastic one will be a little bit better. This is some messy work. Looks like we still got to get through the primer. We aren't even close to bare metal yet. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to scrape this tank down once, and then we're going to hit it again with another fresh coat of the aircraft stripper. But I think we're making good progress. All right, guys, let's keep hitting it. We knocked off a bunch of it. Now we're going to just hit it again. I'm going to give this one a lot of time. All right, we're going to give this one a lot of time to eat through because we still got to get through the primer on this tank. The color is coming off really good, but the primer, still got a ways to go on that. This stuff is obnoxiously potent in the fumes area. So got the doors open, getting some air in, and we're just going to hit it. I'm going to actually just let it sit. If the bottle says about 45 minutes, it should be through everything. I think now that we've knocked off that first layer, we'll be in really good shape. Kind of going to keep this on really, really good. Put the sides, let this stuff go to work. All right, that should do it. I'm going to let her sit, let her bubble away. All right, guys, let's see how we do on round two. There we can start seeing this batch is starting to get through that primer. There's our first glimpse at some bare metal. Looks like there's been some Bondo work actually on this tank at one time. A little bit of Bondo here. You can see it coming through there. We'll probably have to sand that, clean that up a little bit. But yeah, they're starting to come off like butter. I think probably 2 more passes on this, and we should be through the primer, which is great to see. We'll just keep working it. Yeah, we're 100% down to the primer. Into the bare metal here in some spots. All right, guys, we're making progress on this tank. You can see we've got some bare metal starting to poke through. Time to hit her again. Hit her again with this extremely potent stuff, man. Gotta keep hitting it. It's gonna probably take 2 or 3 more passes, I think, to get it all. And then we got some serious Bondo issues that we're gonna have to smooth out. So yeah, tank's gonna be a work in progress here for sure, for a while. Just gonna take this on really good, let it sit for another 45 minutes. This is definitely gonna be a day project for sure. We're gonna be at this for a little while. All right, guys, here we go. This has been sitting for a while. This will be down to bare metal now. It's got a little bit better action using the metal. Just being really careful not to dig any big scratches into anything. You can see we found a couple of big Bondo spots. Here's a big one. Here's another one on the front end. So I actually just ran to the store and grabbed some Bondo hardener. So we'll have to revisit that. Tank is definitely not quite as clean as first seen once you get under the paint, but I think that's pretty typical. Just going to keep working this. I think we're done with the aircraft stripper. The rest of it we're going to be able to do with just a hand sander and just start working through it. So I'm going to work on this, get as much material off of here as I possibly can, and then we'll get the sander out and we'll start working on it. Try to get her down to as smooth as possible and get it down to bare metal all the way around and all the way underneath too. So we got a lot of work to do.
No joke, it was a lot of work, guys. Spent pretty much the entire afternoon into the early evening trying to knock this thing out. Planned for a lot of time. It's a tedious job for sure, but you'll get there.
All right, tape's actually cleaned it up pretty good. I'm just using some light sandpaper, working my way around it. All right, here we can kind of see the progress, man. We are down to bare metal. Actually smoothed out these Bondo patches a little bit. I'm not sure if I should take it all out and replace it or if I can just kind of putty over it. I think I can putty over it. I'll have to read about that. Still got a lot of work to do on the bottom, but overall, it's cleaning up pretty nice. This one's too rolled up real bad right there, but I was able to smooth it out. So progress being made, guys. It's all a lot of time in prep. I'm actually going to hit some of these heavy spots again with some of the aircraft stripper. Hit this back edge too. And we'll go to town on this back side of this gas tank. All right. After, oh man, about 3 hours of working on this tank, here's what we got. Looks pretty good. Good enough on the bottom for me. We'll prime that up. It'll look fine. Got to clean up some Bondo. Got these edges pretty nice and smooth. I'm thinking the primer might cover that. But I do have one ding I want to take care of here for sure. There's another little minor one here. So I might dab on these, clean these up a little bit. So let's mix up some Bondo. All right, let's mix up a little bit of Bondo. Let's put some hardener into this. And let's give it a little shaky shake here. Get some Bondo going on some of these little pinholes that we got. Or no, they're not pinholes. That's the wrong term. Just little bumps, little dents, right? I want to mix this stuff up real good, and you don't have a whole ton of time to be working it either. So I want to get this stuff on there. That's about the right color. It's kind of a pinkish color. So yeah, I made a lot because I don't want to do it again. So let's just get a little bit of this. Get it on this piece here. Can be pretty liberal with it to start. And we'll come over here. Blob some of that onto this little dent here. We'll sand all this off real good. But it's better to be high. It's better to be high on this stuff than too low. So you want to kind of overfill what you're doing in that spot. We'll sand that all off. Really, really good. I get a little excessive here, I think. But that's going to get rid of this little dent that we have here. That one should be fine. Let's take a look. I'm going to put a little bit on these edges of this here just to try and smooth these out. They're a little bit chipped up. And again, we will work the sander and, get it all nice and smooth. But we'll start. I don't think I have to take it all out. To be honest with you, I'm a little afraid of what I would see if I did take it all out. So we're just going to work this. Again, you got to work kind of fast because the stuff sets up pretty quick on you. I have to go on the other side here too and nail that. Again, I tend to put it on thick because you can always take it off. Give yourself a little bit more to work with. So I'll just go over the whole thing here. Hopefully I can get a nice smooth edge on it. Let's hit this. Clean that up. This edge is actually really nice on that right side there, so I'm not worried about that too much. All right, still got a little bit of time here, so let's flip it over to the other side. Let's tackle this. A lot more, I didn't realize there was quite so much Bondo. Oh, yeah, it's over. It's already over. We're going to have to mix up a fresh batch for this other side. So again, you got to work fast, guys. And again, let's just mix up a little bit more Bondo. Get some of this hardener on here. About right. Let's mix it up. Mix it up. We'll tackle this other side. Just want a nice, consistent kind of pink color. Again, work fast. That looks, whoops, God darn it anyway. Looks pretty good. A little bit of red tracer in there, but all right, let's get this on here. Again, I'm really focusing on the edges. Just want to make sure that they look nice and clean, because once you start throwing paint on it, there really ain't no going back, you know what I mean? I hate to like get my first layers of primer on and be like, oh God, that looks like crap. You don't want that. So there, we'll smooth that all out with the sander. Getting underneath here. I think that's going to be okay. That is a big dent that somebody fixed at one time. Actually, I get a little bit more out of this. I'd like to hit this a little bit too. It's not good. It's in a little bit worse shape than I first thought. But now what we're going to do is we're just going to let this stuff dry really, 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 really good. And we'll hit it with the sander. All right, guys, I think that's where we're going to stop today. I really want to give this Bondo a lot of time to cure. I don't want to sand it too early. And to be quite honest with you, I'm tired. This tank took a long time today. Started about 1 o'clock. Right now it's 7 o'clock. Yeah, nitty gritty details. Spent a lot of time on it. It looks pretty damn good. I'm looking forward to sanding it all out tomorrow. And then hopefully we'll get it primed. If we can get it primed in the morning, we might be able to actually start throwing some color on it in the afternoon, but that requires me to get up, roll out of bed, and make this happen. But still kind of tacky here. It's a little humid today as well, so I'm going to give the Bondo some time to rest. I hope this video was helpful, gave you some ideas on how to strip a tank, Bondo it, get it ready for paint. Yeah, next video, we'll be shooting some more paint. So if you're enjoying the videos, please subscribe. Also give a thumbs up on the videos you enjoy the most. Also follow along Instagram and Twitter. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Dry, Bondo, dry.